Hey guys, what's up? Camp Lights 5 here. It's Josh and
RS Chaos Master Brian here. How's it going?
today we're gonna go over an extensive review of the differences with the Dragon Ball Z figures that have been released and mention some figures that are going to be released later on this year. So let's go ahead and get started with this, guys. Okay, so to start this off, I'm going to hand this over to Brian to discuss about the figures. So Brian, take it away.
So, we're going to take a time machine and we're going to go back in time to the year is 1998. And this was the first year that Dragon Ball Z was released on Toonami, and in correspondence with this release, Bandai released Dragon Ball Z figures. Now, I have to send it over to Josh again because he has one of these figures. I used to, but I do not.
So this right here is Piccolo, if you guys can't tell. I mean, it does look like Piccolo. I mean, it's got his turban, or his beanie, or whatever you can call it. I don't have his cape, but it's got his outfit. It's got his shoes. I mean, it definitely looks like Piccolo. I mean, but I gotta say, compared to what you're gonna show in a minute here, this is quite bad. I mean, you can see that the turban was literally just painted on. I mean, that's not surprising, but I mean, it's just painted on, and the paint has definitely seen better days. As you can see, the green is starting to show up on it. But for what it was, I mean, in terms of articulation, his arms move, his head does rotate, and his feet actually do not move. I thought they moved, but his feet don't move. So the only articulation is in his and his torso does rotate 360 degrees. So that was the articulation on that. So Brian, you want to go over another figure?
Yeah, we will fast forward to the year is 2014. That is a total of 16 years later.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Piccolo nowadays.
You might want to bring it closer to the camera so they can see better.
Hold on. Come on, Connect, stop moving. This is the Piccolo nowadays. I do not remove my figures out of their boxes. They are meant for display purposes to my room. They are literally a display tool that as soon as you come into my room, you can tell that I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan.
And if you had to guess, look at mention the articulation. Like, you can do so much with that figure if you did, which you're not going to, but if you did remove it.
If I was to open this up, you can remove his head and change his head. There is a head that has a turbine on it. Let me see if I can... Yeah, you can see it right there. You can move his hands. You can change the position of his hands so that he does a special beam cannon. You can move his arms. You can move his legs. I don't think his feet move. His feet do not move. You can crisscross his arms. Okay? It's just unbelievable. And this is a lot more expensive than the one that you showed.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is probably one of the cheaper ones. I don't know if you guys can see how much I paid for it. Maybe it's coming to...
let's say $34.99.
Yeah, I paid $35 for this. So that's not too bad.
And these, I would have to guess, this was probably like $20, $15, something like that back then.
It was. I think it was like $12 back then.
Okay, I mean.
So it wasn't. I mean, it was cheap, but they were more meant for play. These are not really. I mean,
No.
these are meant more for.
For
I mean,
show.
articulation. They're not really meant to be how I do it, which is not opening them up because they do have all the different poses and all that. But I just prefer not to open mine up.
Mm-hmm.
So that is Piccolo. So now we are going to take a trip back into the time machine, and we're going to go back to the years 2002. Bandai has lost the rights to the distribution of the Dragon Ball Z action figures, and the one that has picked it up is Irwin. I'm trying to think if my friend has any of the figures from Irwin.
I don't know.
Your Goku, I believe. No, your Gohan is definitely from Irwin.
Oh, which one? The Great Saiyaman one or the
No,
Cell?
the other one. The other one.
The Cell?
Yes, that is one of the figures that was from Irwin. With Irwin, their figures had more articulation than the Bandai.
Mm-hmm.
They took some interesting color choices with their color schemes on the figures.
Yeah.
He has gold hair as opposed to yellow. I mean, it's not a bad figure. They were like $10, I think. Another cheap figure.
Yeah, like his wrist move and his knees now with it bend. I mean, I do agree, especially about the colors, his hair specifically. And mine, just like Piccolo, has seen the test of time. But to note that I was much younger when I got these, so playing with them was common back then. But I mean, if I had your figures, I would probably also still keep them in the packaging, just for display purposes as well.
So fast forward 12 years, and let's take a look into the future of what these figures now look like. This is Gohan, Super Saiyan. Can you guys tell how realistic that is compared to the show? I mean, it's literally as if they took the character from the show and put it into a figure.
And you can even put his Gohan Super Saiyan head, not just a Super Saiyan 2, but you got a Super Saiyan just like mine here, but I can't do what you can.
Yeah, you can change his head. This is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It was only available back in 2011 to the people that went to San Diego Comic-Con. I got it because I paid $100 for it, but
But for what you use it for and for how big of a Dragon Ball Z fan it is, I can say that, I mean, that was a lot of money, but I mean, it was, I think, would you agree that that money was justified?
Oh yeah, for me, Gohan is my second favorite character, and I wanted a Gohan figure in the worst kind of way. If we flip to the back, look, you can do his Kamehameha technique. Like he said, you can change his head to Super Saiyan. His cape, you can put on his cape. You can put his cape on while he's Super Saiyan 2. I don't know what you would want to, but it's just an amazing figure. So let's go back in our time machine again.
This one?
The year is 2004. Irwin has lost the distribution rights to the Dragon Ball Z action figures and is now picked up by Jakks Pacific. Your Deborah is Jakks Pacific.
Deborah.
I'm trying to think if you have any other. Your Gohan is also Jakks Pacific. These figures, they were more detailed than the Irwins, but they weren't as big of a step up between the Bandai to the Irwins. Some people preferred the Irwin figures to the Jakks Pacific. I kind of thought the Jakks Pacific looked more like a kid's toy than the Irwin. The articulation was not bad again, but these were the figures that I had. I owned quite a bit of them in 2-packs and single figures about a month ago.
Yeah,
but
you have videos on them actually, don't you?
I do have videos on them. You can check them out. They are still on my channel. I do not own any of them anymore. I got rid of them and have upgraded to something that I feel is more adult for an adult collector.
Of course.
So that was
But
2004,
just
and
before we move on, I mean, look how bad this Great Saiyaman Gohan is when he goes Super Saiyan at the World Tournament. I mean, look at. I mean, my camera can't really pick it up, but look at his face and his hair. I mean, the outfit's okay. It's transparent, which is kind of weird. Or transparent. Um, but I gotta say, this is probably my worst Dragon Ball Z figure that I own. I mean, his eyes look like he's derping, which is kind of interesting. I didn't even notice that until now. He's got one pupil like up and one pupil down. It looks like he's high or something. I don't know. But I just am just it's just hysterical. He looks like he is derping. It's just funny. All right, continue on.
so we're going to take a time machine, and we're not going to go back to 2014 because I do not have any of those figures that he showed in figure arts form. We're going to take that time machine. We're going to go to the year 2009. Funimation has ceased production on all Dragon Ball Z figures. Jakks Pacific, Irwin, Bandai, and none of that exists anymore. The only figures that exist are exclusive statues made by Band Presto that you can only get out of a claw machine. The first one released is Son Goku, along with, I think there was 6 total. I have some of them. Give me 1 second and I'll grab them. And these are by far the best out of any of the releases by Funimation that are not the figure arts. There is no articulation, but the detail on them is just awesome.
I completely agree.
Here's Cell. Here's Super Saiyan Son Goku. Here's Super Saiyan Trunks. Majin Buu. They did an amazing job on him. And then here is Son Gohan. They just did a great job on him. Band Presto was the figures that I was looking for to buy until Figure Arts came out.
And then I mean, I totally agree with that. I mean, when I look at this Goku, just the muscle definition, just the colors of his gi, his hair is actually the proper color, unlike my other Goku that I have here, which again is also more of a goldish color versus the yellow. And I'm just astounded by how much has changed in the time frame.
That is a total of 10 years, guys. 10 years. In 10 years, we went from looking like a kid's toy to something that looks like it came out of the TV show.
But funny thing, speaking of looking like a kid's toy, coming out later on this year, I believe in like August, Dragon Ball Z is joining the world of Funko. If you have not heard of Funko Pops, I'm going to show you 3 of them that I own right now. These are the Funko Pops, and they are blown up. If you go to Barnes & Noble, you'll see these everywhere in there. And they have Funko Pops for pretty much every genre. Disney, they have TV shows, movies, you name it, they're in Funko Pop form. Transformers, Age of Extinction, Pirates of the Caribbean, and soon to be Dragon Ball Z. So I'll have a picture up here showing you guys the images. I believe they're $10.99 on Amazon. You can pre-order them. I don't know. Do you like these, Brian, in terms of how they look?
I'm indifferent to them. I can tell you that I probably will be getting Super Saiyan Son Goku Funko Pop, but I don't think I'm going to buy the whole line of them.
But do you think they represent the characters at least well
I
enough that
think
they're
they,
distinguished.
I think they represent the characters well enough. Like if you show me him, I would know who it was. But
Mhm.
um, I would take a figure arts over that any day. I can
Of
tell
course,
you that
but
right
are you
now.
going to take these out of their, like when you get Son Goku, would you take him out of the package or would you keep him in the package?
I'd probably keep them in the package. Um, but I'm going to go back to our time machine one last time,
Yeah.
and year is 2012. So 10 years after his original Son Goku came out, Super Saiyan. This is it now. Like, look at the difference.
I mean,
There is a
the
huge
hair,
difference.
the hair. I mean, my Goku doesn't even have his shirt. I'm pretty sure this one was focusing on when he first went Super Saiyan against Frieza. But I mean, the articulation that you could do if you ever, which I know you're not going to, open it up. I mean, this Goku, his feet does rotate 360 degrees, and his arms and his head. Actually, his head doesn't move, so that's different, but just insane. But one thing
And
I do
then,
want to show you,
and
which is
then
kind of
the other
bad,
thing I want to show you.
but look how bad this.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
supposed to be Super
yeah,
Saiyan Goten's. But go ahead.
yeah. Vegeta now.
Compared to
Yeah,
here's Vegeta.
just pay attention to the face, guys. I'll try to zoom in as much as I can. Look at the detail in the face.
It's
Um,
just insane. I mean,
I'll flip it over.
just
You
the
can
poke.
do his it's over 9,000 pose, okay guys? This is awesome. But now we're gonna flip forward to the year is 2014.
Mm-hmm.
These are the other line that Bandai is the one that is doing these, by the way. They went from show them Bandai figures. They went from those to these.
Which, I mean, just look at the detail, you guys. I mean, it is just insane. Look at Super Saiyan Trunks, like how he's posed. Again, Brian's not going to open it, but it's still just, like...
Look at his sword pose.
I mean, that's him when he's just about to kill Frieza, right? Or he just killed Frieza?
And these are more like statues. They do not move. They are not like the figures. They do not move.
Like...
Yeah, they're more like that.
Which, I mean, just look at Goku's ripped gi. I mean, that kind of would be in the pose of this, but I mean, I don't have the whole gi on here. But it's just insane. I mean, just the evolution of these figures. I mean, here comes Vegeta that he's about to bring out. Doing his either Final Flash or Big Bang Attack, one of those two.
It is his Final Flash.
Final Flash. I mean, just, guys, the evolution. I mean, look at how god-awful this figure is compared to what he's holding.
Look at where we've gone and where we've come.
I mean, the Funko Pops are just, like, they're a cool thing. I mean, this rubber figure, I mean, figures have changed so much. It just goes to show you, just like how in our previous three-part video, how we talked about the Dragon Ball Z color comments, how much those have evolved from the black and white manga and the Vizbids. Those had 3 big releases, and the figures have had, what? We've gone through, what, 4, 5, 6 releases? Since the mid-90s?
Yes.
Mid to late 90s? That's just insane. If you guys own any of these figures, and you have videos of them, please leave links down below. We'd love to check them out.
Absolutely.
If you own any of the stuff, let us know.
If you're selling any figure arts, I will take them.
Yeah,
shoot me a price.
Hit Brian up on Twitter. You want to tell him your Twitter link?
RS Chaos Master.
So definitely give him a follow. Are we about done here?
We are done.
Okay, so guys, this is Camp Loss of 5 here with Josh, and once again, this is
RS Chaos Master. Thank you for entering my time machine and taking the year, going all the way back to the year 1998.
And we've also mentioned that and Brian right now is, as of this video recording, doing a contest once again that he's giving away a copy, if you want to show them, of Dragon Ball Z Season 5 on Blu-ray. So if you want to have part of the Android saga and going into the Cell saga. Please enter his contest. Link to that is also in the description box below. Follow me on twitter.com/CanPlus5 and follow Brian at
RS Chaos Master.
And if you enjoyed the video, as always, a thumbs up is most definitely appreciated. If you
And please do not forget to subscribe. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe.
I've got some Dragon Ball Z content, but Brian is all Dragon Ball Z. He's got some anime stuff, some other stuff that me and him have done. We'll have links to all that stuff in the description box. There's gonna be a lot of links.
Okay,
for you guys to
here's the thing, guys. I have a total of 133 videos up on, I think 100, maybe not that many. 108 videos up on YouTube. 70 of them are Dragon Ball Z related.
And it's just insane. From him unboxing, his biggest video is a review of the Dragon Ball Z Rot the Dragon edition. That was an exclusive release. It came out last year, and that's his most viewed video. He's got so much stuff from Dragon Boxes. He's got the Japanese Dragon Boxes from Dragon Ball through GT, and all this sort of stuff. So please check out his videos on his channel. He'll put links to my channels in the description on his video in the description box below. As always, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace.